Argentina in the blue, moving from right to left on your screen. Croatia in the familiar checkered kits. The names may be less familiar. Underway as Andre Mariner gets us started at Upton Park. And it is Argentina in possession. Verhini getting his first touch, the new man now. He's playing alongside Federico Fazio, an all-Premier League center-back tandem today for Argentina, with Verhini playing for alongside Matteo Bonetti and Andres Cordero. Glad you could join us for international action here on beIN Sports. A patient approach.
And you saw right away Javier Mascherano dropping back as almost that third center back in the lineup. We'll be curious to see if he does that with the fullbacks getting forward to provide some width.
Well, we did talk about Carlos Tevez getting back into the squad for the first time since 2011. For Croatia, a couple of players who would be here are missing. Ante Rebic suffered a shoulder injury. Gordon Schittenfeld out with a foot problem, both missing out due to their injuries. That meant that 20-year-old Rijeka defender Mate Mitrovic gets his first call-up as a replacement. He's available on the bench. There's a ball given away by Fiorentina's Milan Badelli.
It's a very young team for Croatia. A lot of the players apply their trade in domestic action with either Rijeka or Hajduk Split. And it's a big test for them going up against one of the powers in world football.
Fazio. It is Sime Vrsaljko wearing the captain's armband for Croatia today, the 22-year-old Sassuolo man. Had a chance to see plenty of his games with the Italian club here on beIN Sports.
And that tells you exactly just how young they are. Vrsaljko was the starting right back for Croatia at the World Cup. Did well. Joined Sassuolo in the summer. Loves getting forward and also able defensively when he does come and track back as well. And this is a man that's going to be pictured quite a bit today.
First chance for Croatia. Sent across to Vrsaljko. The shot is on his right foot if he wants it. Back across the penalty spot. Javier Mascherano cleans up. Ever Banega needs a second effort. Still not out of danger. The shot from Antulic takes a deflection. It's out for the first corner kick of the match.
And right away, Argentina's defense tested, and it's Vrsaljko playing as the winger. We were just talking about him and had all the space in the world to play the low cross. Didn't find anybody. Bit of a clumsy clearance in the end as well by Ever Banega, just trying to play it low. Was looking for the big striker chop in the attack, and already forced into action. The Argentina backline.
Around the penalty spot, the defensive header. Tracking it is Kun Agüero. He won't get there. A chance for Mateo Kovacic now from distance. Slip through for Antulic. Across to the edge of the 6. Romero lets it go wide.
That's brilliant work, Mateo Kovacic. He's going to become a household name. If you haven't heard about him, he does start for Inter, and that's one of the things he does so well. That little ground through ball that he sends over. Has to work on his scoring skills, but his passing ability and vision are of a player well beyond the years of only 20, Mateo Kovacic.
Argentina with Tata Martino preferring to play in a 4-3-3. It's a different look from Alejandro Sabella's days at the World Cup. And of course, it's a different look for Lionel Messi, who's tucked into the right wing rather than in the center in that false 9 role. Back for Verhini. It's a player that was linked to Barcelona during Tata Martino's days at the Camp Nou. Full head of steam now for Vrsaljko. He's got the supporting run from Douye Chop, and he finds him. Back for Kovacic. Now Milic. Govian Milicic slipped through for Vrsaljko. He's not going to be able to get there.
Good work once again, Croatia sending the fullbacks forward. With that Argentinian attacking line, have to see just how exposed they will let themselves become. Still some good work there on the right flank, and Vrsaljko always looking to make that forward run into space and send it in for Chop.
Well, apart from the 4 debutants for Croatia, there are 3 other players who are just making their second appearance for the Croatian national team. Gives you an idea of just how young this side is. It's one back by Enzo Perez. Messi's first touch in the ball, the crowd erupting. Messi onto his left, slipped through. Ever Banega has that deflected. It's going to be a corner kick. No, goal kick, as it didn't come off of a Croatian player.
First taste of Lionel Messi for the Upton Park faithful, and You can see just how excited they are, looking for Ever Banega on the edge of the box. And Banega back in La Liga. Played a long time for Valencia, now with Sevilla, who are in the top 5.
Banega's through ball is intercepted quickly. Back out, chance for a counter now on the far side. It's Marin Leovac. Kovacic given away. Zabaleta. Mascherano. It all the way back for Vergini, who finds Federico Facio. Mascherano with Banega. Dispossessed Banega, but not legally, says Andre Mariner. Antulic, the guilty party. First free kick opportunity for Argentina. It's played short with Angel Di Maria getting his first touch. Messi. Good turn from Lionel Messi. Got past one defender, not another. Mascherano's through ball. Niko Kovac talked about the necessity to defend in swarms, one-on-one against the likes of Di Maria, and Messi won't cut it, but that team defending and look out on the counter-attack, just beating the offside trap. It looked as though he might have, he is not. The flag goes up. All called offside is Milic.
And again, it's Kovacic breaking forward as he does in that central role, and the idea was good, but just about a yard or so offside. It's a good call by the linesman.
So you may be asking yourself, where is the likes of Dario Sarna and Ivan Rakitic and Luka Modric? They're all patiently waiting in Zagreb ahead of that all-important Euro qualifier against Italy in San Siro on Sunday. They'll play no part. That includes the likes of Ivan Perisic and Mario Mandzukic. But a chance for the future of Croatian football to test itself against the present of the Argentina national team. Banega with Di Maria. Back from Mascherano. Over the top looking for Kun Agüero. It's to the back post. It was brought down by Christian Ansaldi. Stolen back by Di Maria. Angel Di Maria, the Manchester United man now, looking for space to deliver the cross. He's blocked by Jedvaj.
It's good tracking there by Jedvaj. And Roma was the team that plucked him out originally. They were really high on this kid. Said he has tons of speed for a center back. Now plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Another one to keep your eye on.
And now the first corner of the match for Argentina. Di Maria's delivery toward the penalty spot, skipping past Federico Facio. And we'll do it from the other side now. Here's a good look at Dujic, the Dinamo Zagreb man. One of 2 Zagreb players getting the starting nod today. The other being Domagoj Antulic. Kalinic preferred today to Daniel Subotic, the Monaco goalkeeper. Instead, it's the Hajduk Split man making his debut. Another ball carelessly given away, and another chance for the counter now for Croatia. It slipped through for Milic. Sharbini dispossessed by Mascherano. Still Sharbini, though. Wins it back. Plenty of space in the attacking third for Croatia to find their passes. And then given right back to Argentina. Vergini. Lionel Messi. Messi hits the brakes, gets past 2 defenders, but he's obstructed. A foul is going to go against Croatia. A free kick for Argentina.
And you see the other way, Kovacic finding so much space in the center of the park. That's Javier Mascherano's territory. And we know how dangerous Kovacic can be if he has just a little window of space to find one of those surging through balls into the attacking third. And the pressure not the highest right now from Argentina. Just letting Croatia play, and plenty of talented youngsters.
Vergini. Patrice Romero. Now Mascherano entrusted with playing the ball out from the back. Enzo Perez. Federico Facio with Lionel Messi. Messi turns past one defender, now taking on a second. The through ball is just picked out by the fullback before he can get to Zabaleta. All over the top looking for Dujic. Santiago Vergini was the first man there. Now Mascherano. Perez. Angel Di Maria, the intended target. It gets passed ahead of Kun Agüero, but not quite far enough for the Manchester United man. Bearing down now is Kun Agüero. Badelli. Milic. Retreating with Versalico. Jedvaj. Antolic. And Versalico. It was a disappointing start to the World Cup for Croatia, and of course a disappointing finish, but they probably should have done a lot better against Brazil in the opening match in Sao Paulo. It certainly deserved more than a 3-1 defeat. Mateo Kovacic is onto his left now, lays it off. And Croatia struck first. Anas Sharbini from a difficult angle just inside of the area makes it 1-0 to a young upstart Croatian side stunning Argentina at Upton Park. It's the first career national team goal for Sharbini in his second appearance for the national team.
And once again, Mateo Kovacic given all the time in the world. And this is what he can do. He picks out Sharbini on the edge of the box, who takes it first time. Here's the play again. Look at all the space that Kovacic has. It's been the case for the first 5 minutes or so, and then just plays this ball right into the path of Anas Sharbini, and it's brilliant work holding off the defender from Kovacic and then just finding the winger there on the edge of the box. First time finish, cools you like right into the bottom corner, and nothing the goalkeeper Sergio Romero can do about that, but fantastic work from the Inter midfielder.
A quick restart for Argentina, wasting no time to get the ball out to Sergio Agüero. Agüero dispossessed. One back by Enzo Perez over the top, looking for Messi. Messi has that poked away at the last moment by Antolic. Argentina looking for the quick reaction. Messi wants to play this corner even quicker.
You see nearly the entire crowd out with their smartphones taking pictures of Lionel Messi as he's ready to take the corner. One of the few players that can really star-strike anybody.
Messi toward the near post. Agüero was there. The defensive clearance comes from Versalico. Mascherano looking for Messi once again. Tucked in on that right side like his old Barcelona days under Frank Rijkaard, in the early days under Pep Guardiola. Lionel Messi, and for very good reason. A lot of talented center forwards on this Argentina side. Gonzalo Higuain, Sergio Agüero. Even the likes of Rodrigo Palacio, who got a look not long ago.
Almost incredible. Remember in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, at times we saw Argentina line up with 5 at the back, and with the attacking wealth that they have, it certainly seems blasphemous at this stage to ever even consider that. But instead, Argentina's 4-man line defended well at the World Cup. There were some doubts originally, but this is an all-new look at the back for the South American side.
And Saldi wins the ball back momentarily for Argentina. It's all the way back to Facio now. Lays it off for Mascherano. Enzo Perez.
Saldi, another player that hadn't really gotten a look in during his time in Russia, then went to Atletico Madrid, where he splits the left-back row with Guillem Siqueira.
From the looks of it, he'll be splitting a little bit less, as Insaldi looks to have taken a bit of a stranglehold on that fullback slot under Diego Simeone. To get us back underway now is Christian Insaldi. Plays off of Di Maria. Insaldi cannot control the return ball. It's out to touch for Croatia. Kovac, the 43-year-old, he's under contract with the 2016 European Championship in France. And that match against Italy of utmost importance as they find themselves level at the top with the Azzurri of Group H. 9 points apiece. It's a Croatia side that are on a 4-game win streak since crashing out of the World Cup against Mexico. Have made a perfect start to 2016 qualifying in Group H. Qualifying process beginning in October, and kicked off with a 2-0 win against Malta, followed up by a 1-0 win against Bulgaria, and then a 6-0 win over Azerbaijan. So 9 goals scored, none conceded as of yet. Of course, the degree of difficulty ratcheted up significantly as they take on Italy.
It's a really great chance for Niko Kovac, the Croatian coach, to assess the next generation of Croatian players coming through the ranks. Very disappointed they didn't get out of the group. Mexico and Brazil at the better of them with 7 points. In Croatia, only 3 points in the group stage during the World Cup. Their only win coming against Cameroon, so underachieved a bit there. And obviously, as you said, Andres, we're unlucky not to get more against Brazil in the opening match, where Brazil really did not look too convincing.
Enzo Perez with Zabaleta. Lionel Messi goes over the top. The ball's delivered for him. Now Messi against Leovac. Slipped through by Messi. Zabaleta with the square ball intended for Ever Banega. Still not out of danger yet. Mascherano playing across to Angel Di Maria. Defensive clearance comes first. Sergio Romero coming off of his line to meet it.
Really sublime by Messi, though, to get that space in. That pass in perfect little channel that he created, always double teamed.
Through for Zabaleta. He's got some work to do to get there. But in Leovac coming up with a defensive stop. Just over a quarter of an hour gone, and Croatia have stunned Argentina with an early goal. 11 minutes in. Charbini, the Rijeka man, in his second appearance for the Croatian national team. A moment he won't forget as he scores against the Albiceleste clad in blue today. Angel Di Maria cross toward the back post. Sergio Aguero coming up with a creative side-footed chance. Controlled by Kalinic.
And a brilliant ball by Di Maria. Saw the run being made. He was onside. And it was a difficult angle for Kun Aguero. And just gets it with the outside of his boot. A shot we're used to seeing from the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Would have been quite a spectacular effort, but goes right into the path of Lovre Kalinic.
And credit to Croatia for playing the ball short and on the ground. Nothing of the sort of bombing the ball upfield and hoping for a counter-attack here. Trying to connect their passes well in midfield, and a lightning-fast counter-attack has proven to be the difference so far. There was the goal scorer, Charbini. Square ball through. Still in possession now, Croatia. Antolic laid off for Badelli. Milic is looking for the back post cross, has it blocked by Mascherano. And Verhini. Now Enzo Perez looking to settle things for Argentina. Over the top intended for Angel Di Maria. Out to touch for Argentina.
Think about this Croatian defense. 3 players making their first cap. Jedvaj on his second cap. And what a way to go up against Argentina in the first match representing your country. Likes of Messi, Aguero coming right at you.
Messi seeing that one through. Leskovic will pick it up for Croatia. Give it right back. Here's Verhini again. In some ways, you can feel for Gerardo Martino during his days at Barcelona. He was signed on to replace the late Tito Villanova, but given no signings once he was announced as manager. Of course, the inclusion of Neymar, a significant addition, but Martino having no say in what team he would have at the Camp Nou. He certainly needed a center back, and as mentioned, Santiago Verhini was one of the players that was mentioned as a potential reinforcement, but that center back reinforcement never came. The ball in from Versalico. Defensive clearance from the other number 2. Fazio, now a chance on the counter. Here's Lionel Messi. Messi against Leovac. Messi with the through ball for Aguero. Aguero onto his right, dispossessed as he ventured into the 18.
Good defending so far. Marko Leskovic making the sliding tackle there.
Badelli. Milic with Antolic. And now Milan Badelli. Sima Versalico. Enzo Perez winning it back for Argentina, playing it all the way back for Sergio Romero. Banega. Di Maria. Oh, dispossessed nicely, Di Maria, by a counter-attacking chance. Douye Chop, of all people, to center forward.
You see Chop drifting off to the right wing as much as he can, and Kovacic makes those runs through the middle alongside Anas Charbini, who's shown some lovely technique so far, scoring the goal, and always looks good in his first touch as well.
Well, the understanding wasn't there, but the speed is for the recovery. That said, it ends up in Federico Facio and having to blast the ball out of danger. It's out to touch for Croatia. 20 minutes gone now, 1-0 the score. Charbini broke the deadlock in the 11th minute. Romero easily controls. Sergio Aguero, brilliant control from Kun Agüero. He's got 2 men in front of him. One is Jedvaj, gets past the first, bending toward the back post. The save comes from Kalinic. Well, Agüero with Argentina's 2 best chances to get on the score sheet.
Absolutely incredible there from Kun Agüero. Was looking for that top corner, and really a fantastic save by Kalinic. Called into action once again. This time really had to make a diving effort, but Kun Agüero, that first step just to get by the defender and create the separation to unleash that shot, really what sets him apart.
Banega for Di Maria. Now Perez. And Zabaleta, the cross is on for Zabaleta. He'll go toward the back post over Agüero. Into the feet of Banega. Di Maria now, left-footed shot, trying to bend it in, and popped up by Kalinic, who controls in the second effort. We'll call him the action now. Lovre Kalinic, the debutant goalkeeper, has been tested by Argentina, and so far he's acing it.
Argentina bringing a lot more bodies forward. Banega did well to find Angel Di Maria, who always fancies his chances from distance, know very well what he can do. Such a great striker of the ball with that really incredible left foot. So much was made about his summer move to Manchester United from Real Madrid. Madrid felt they still needed him. At least some of the fans did.
Croatia looking for more now via Milic. Laid off for Antolic. Banega losing his footing as the rain's coming down at Upton Park. Starting to get a little bit heavier now. Angel Di Maria. Di Maria against Tin Jedvaj. Dribbling himself into a vortex at the moment. Angel Di Maria will square the ball back for Banega.
Just got to look at Jedvaj's pace as well, staying with Di Maria, not biting on those little fakes from the clever Argentine.
Good footwork from Banega. Slipping is Messi, back to Lionel Messi, on his right, Messi, and Banega with the follow-up. It was Kun Agüero just around the penalty spot. Messi felt he was tripped up inside the area. Doesn't get the call.
Have to take another look at it. Absolutely incredible. Thought he got dispossessed way earlier as we take a look. Takes a little slip, and Banega does well to find Messi, and then 2 lunging tackles to stop Messi, but still able to get a shot off. It was Agüero in the end, and it was a good sliding challenge there from Marko Leskovic to not let Messi take the final shot. It was Leskovic and Lejovac, the 2 men on that side, both right into Messi. Got the ball first up.
Here's Messi again. Incredible first touch from Lionel over the top for Angel Di Maria, into the path of Di Maria, just beyond his reach. But the delivery was a good one. The control just failing a man who's usually able to corral those.
And right now, some work cut out from Milan Badelj and Domagoj Antolic, the 2 defensive midfielders. It's going to be their job to put the reins on Messi. Can't give him that much space, or else he can pick apart even some of these lovely passes as we saw here. And the shot before from Kun Agüero, the best chance for Argentina so far in the match. Really forced a nice diving save from Kalinic.
Badelj dispossessed. Croatia win it back. Milic. Just slipped through for Milan Badelj. And the through ball, it's read well by Argentina's defenders, and Federico Facio is the first man there who gives up a corner. The ball was intended for Duje Čap. It is an incredibly young Croatian side. In fact, the oldest player on it is Charbini, the goal scorer, at the ripe old age of 27.
And Charbini, with his performance so far, has to feel like he might get a look into the Croatian side a little more often.
Antolic with the delivery. Near side was Perez to send it away. Now Messi, very deep position. Messi to Angel Di Maria. Well, it will take somebody to get there first. He's not able to cut off the run of Milic. Just given away by Voje Milic. Just happy to get there before Angel Di Maria.
Not taking any risks. Last thing he wants is Di Maria with nothing but green grass in front of him.
Just look at the rain falling at Upton Park. Welcome to London. Banega for Di Maria. Messi on him. Oh, Lionel Messi, pass one and pass two. The pass was for Kun Agüero. Just left behind Sergio.
Putting on a show now as expected. It's going to take a lot more than two Croatians to try to stop La Pulga. As we see here, Badelli just powers right through him. The other challenge coming from Antolic, and just have no answer for him.
Chance for Croatia back the other way now. Douye chop just inside of the area, tripped up, but Andre Mariner not interested. Fazio slipping it through for Banega. Now Mascherano. He's got Di Maria in front of him. There's a run by Ansaldi. Mascherano gets it back. Banega. He was a revitalized Ever Banega since the move to Sevilla. Messi. Slid through for Agüero. It's on the equalizer. Agüero's shot just beyond the far post. Oh, hardly a better chance to level. Kun Agüero has had the three best chances for Argentina.
What a ball, though, to find him. And who else it is? Messi with that little flick on, but he is just a touch offside, Andres, and tries that curling attempt and inches wide of the post of Kalinic, and that looked from that angle like it was going in. Such a good attempt. Have to feel that the goal from Argentina coming sooner rather than later. They've really turned it on so far.
Sabaleta's ball picked up by Badelli. Antolic. Di Maria coming back to help in defense. Here's Versalico. Crosses on toward the near post. Easy for Sergio Romero to control on the bounce. Mascherano. Through for Kun Agüero. Contact. Agüero wants to foul against Yedjai, but he's not going to get it. Now Badelli. It's his physical play. Strong on the ball from Croatia. Milic just losing it. Out to touch for Argentina.
Most of the play for Croatia has to come through that man right there, the number 20, Mateo Kovacic. Very much been the inspirational player here for his nation. Every time he's in the ball, he's so hard to dispossess, has that low center of gravity. Very strong player, not the biggest, but it's very hard when he starts shielding off the defenders to get the ball off him, and then that incredible vision that we saw before to find his teammate in space. Always seems to make the right decision when he puts his head up and looks for the pass.
Banega's first touch is a heavy one. It's won back by Kovacic. Here's Mateo Kovacic. It's quick decision-making from all of the young Croatians. Here's Versalico. Versalico against Ansaldi. The overlapping run is on for Milic. Dispossessed by Mascherano. Back for Romero. Oh, Versalico is bearing down on Romero. He's got to get rid of it quickly and does. Over the top, just beyond the reach. Now Messi back the other way, and you can hear the crowd every time Messi touches the ball. Banega. Messi now has Ansaldi in support. Chipped over for Angel Di Maria into the path, but Milic coming up with a good defensive stop. Lovac gives it right back to Argentina. Enzo Perez for Banega.
Also saw Messi coming so deep into the midfield to find the ball and act as the creative playmaker here in the side. Such great vision that he does possess, and so dangerous no matter where he gets the ball.
Created more chances than any other player at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, and you can think if Higuain and Sergio Agüero could have maybe gotten on the end of more of those chances, Argentina might have been celebrating a World Cup triumph. Higuain in particular with
Foley was Messi on the end of his own passes, right, Andres?
Messi at center back, Messi at defensive midfield.
I'm sure I'd do at goalkeeper.
The famous image, actually, of Messi in training playing goalkeeper. Ansaldi taking a knock, but seems to be okay. A half hour down. It is Croatia 1, Argentina 0. Anas Sharbini with the goal. It came 11 minutes in. And has Niko Kovac's men working on a 5th consecutive victory since their exit from the World Cup. Won 4 straight, 3 of those in Euro qualifying. Here's Versalico against Ansaldi. Fullback against fullback, and Ansaldi makes the stop.
Really like Versalico. Always gets forward, even for his club side, Sassuolo. And he also can play a good ball into the center of the box. One to watch out for. Could see him join a big team in the not-so-distant future.
Some would say if only it was Carlos Tevez on the end of those Lionel Messi passes at the World Cup.
Now we'll get the chance to find out.
Second corner of the match for Croatia. Antolic set to deliver. Outswinger toward the back post. The defensive clearance comes from Argentina, only as far as the edge of the area. The handball is going to go against Croatia. A quick restart here for the Albiceleste. Angel Di Maria left something behind. Antolic slipped through well for Bedelli. Getting past Enzo Perez, still in possession of the Croatians, but only momentarily. Kun Agüero now. Disciplined defending from Croatia. 4 men back on the counter-attack. Messi through for Zabaleta. Pablo Zabaleta back for Perez. Now Di Maria. Looped over for Mascherano. Laid off for Verhini. Fazio. Angel Di Maria has that poked away. Very good defending from Croatia so far. One back by Verhini. Andre Mariner letting him play. Oh, ball slipped through the onside trap, or the offside trap, not working, but Douye Chop unable to control. Perez. Thought about the long ball over the top for Messi. Instead lays it off short for Zabaleta, who's going to retreat to Fazio and Verhini. Now Banega. For Ansaldi, who held up his run. He thought about going, hesitated, and fooled his own man as much as the defender.
Really impressed with this Croatian side so far. Said it already a few times before, but they are defending really brave and also not afraid to put the ball on the ground and go right at Argentina, get the fullbacks up. Always have the worry that Argentina could strike back on the counter. They have created a few good chances as South Americans, but Croatia just trying to go toe-to-toe with one of the biggest world powers at the moment.
Here's Messi. Now Mascherano. Enzo Perez. Messi wanted it. Perez puts his head down and goes forward. Now retreats to Zabaleta. And Di Maria. Cross toward the back post. Ansaldi is there, nodding it back in toward the penalty spot, but cleared away by Leskovic.
It's a beautiful ball once again from Angel Di Maria. Always looks to cut in with his left foot. Pick that pass out to perfection, but the header to the center of the box, no one there to meet the end of it.
Switching flanks for Ansaldi. Now Federico Fazio under pressure from Kovacic. Will find the outlet pass of Verhini.
Much more patient approach now from Argentina's side that can hit out on the counter.
Well, from everyone but Enzo Perez, who's putting his head down and picking up steam every chance that he gets. Back post cross. I would have been closest to it, but not close enough.
They can build up slow possession and then really go on those creative 1-2s in and around the box or hit you out on the counter. They are so difficult to stop, Argentina. And then you just take a look at who they have on the bench and who will be that first choice number 9 to lead the way alongside Di Maria and Lionel Messi. So many choices. Will Carlos Tevez take the reins from Kun Agüero? Really, the possibilities are limitless.
Strong from Facio to win it back for Argentina. The sliding challenge play on, says Andre Mariner. Mascherano nearly giving it away. Now Banega looking to create. Messi just beyond the reach of Lionel. Going back quickly for Argentina. Here's Messi again. Past one. Still Messi. Will take on a second. Slip through for Ansaldi. Christian Ansaldi, a chance to equalize. Now Messi onto his left. Just wide of the near post. He created it, tried to finish it.
It's that first touch from Lionel Messi in the midfield to get by the defender and then create the play. And that started, here it is, that first touch right there to blow right by the defender, and then that clever pass on Saldi getting forward, more regularity. He knows Lionel Messi's going to continue that run to his outside and finds him perfectly. Very clever link up between the fullback and Messi, and then the shot just goes wide.
Mascherano slipped through for Di Maria, tripped up from behind is Angel Di Maria. Marin Leovac, the guilty party, gives away the free kick. Inside of the final 10 minutes of first half regulation, Argentina 0, Croatia 1. Charbini's goal 11 minutes in opened the deadlock, and it's been mostly Argentina since. Messi laying it off for Mascherano. Berhini a little bit casual to get there and nearly gives it away to Antolic. Kalinic does come up with it. Now on Saldi. Messi, again tucked into that right wing. Slip through for Banega, fouled from behind, and this time the whistle does go outside of the area. It's as soft a foul as Mariner is allowed today, but it is nonetheless a foul just outside of the 18.
And Leskovic holding his hands up because he knows that this is almost like giving away a penalty. In this position, right on the edge of the box. Have to tip Lionel Messi's left foot to get on the end of this, or so many choices to take the free kick, but I think we all know who it's going to be. And Kalinic knows he can put his whole team there as a barrier. And it's probably going to go right over and take that little dip at the end.
44 goals for his country in 96 appearances. We'll call it 95 and a half for the moment.
It's not bad for a 27-year-old.
Players typically at their peak. Messi seems to have been at his peak 10 years ago. As a 17-year-old. Here's Lionel. He'll go for goal. Near post is denied by Kalinic, who's on his toes.
Well, it did get over the wall. Did well to have it dip. Let's take another look at it here with the slow motion. Just going for that near post, but good work from Lovre Kalinic. He had it covered.
Chance on the counter now is Antolic. The goal scorer, Charbini. Plenty of space for Charbini. He'll find the overlapping run of Leovac. Ball squared through to the penalty box. One back by Ansaldi. Banega nearly giving it up as he slips inside of the 18. Angel Di Maria. The easy pass. Messi on the far end. The ball finding its way to Lionel. Messi against Leovac now. Messi against Charbini. Messi against Badelli, but he finds the pass to Ansaldi. He thought about the shot. Said he tried to chip over the goalkeeper. Doesn't quite get there. Jedvaj. Milic. And now Versalico. Under pressure from Di Maria is Simevic Salico. Off of Di Maria. Last touch, and Croatia have a throw-in. Versalico again, the Croatian captain, past the sliding challenge from Ansaldi, and Mascherano now giving chase to square ball, one back by Facio.
It's great work there from Mateo Kovacic, taking on his man. No one was making the run though. in the middle of the box. Well to get by Ansaldi. He's had a lot of work to do, always venturing forward, and then has to deal with the likes of Kovacic and also the fullback, Šime Vrsaljko.
5 minutes left in this first half, plus added time. One back by Videlli. Sherbini making the run. Now in the space is Kovacic. Letting it back for Milic. Very casual from Ansaldi as Milic able to come up with possession very easily. Now Kovacic. One back by Banega. Angel Di Maria making the run up the near side. Mascherano looking for options in front of him. He'll find Leo Messi, would play it back instead. Verhini. Now Messi. Starting off almost as a right back right now, Leo Messi. Zabaleta in front of him. The first sliding challenge won't get him. He's got 2 more to beat. Make that 3. A square ball for Banega. Wanted Messi back over the top. Banega running into a wall, so he'll retreat to Perez. Now the back cross header is in. No one on the end there to meet it.
Well, Croatia tried double-teaming Messi in the opening 10 minutes, and they said, you know what, that's not going to work. Let's put 3 around him at all times. But Milan Badelj and Tolic, they just have no answer. Every time he gets the ball, goes by them far too easily, as he has done against most opponents. And then always finds the mismatch in the defense to send that ball in.
Argentina trailing since the 11th minute, but they certainly have carried the tempo and had the bulk of the chances. Lovre Kalinic has been called into action 3 times. He's made 3 saves. Scooped up. Now Messi. Fazio. Mascherano. Given away to Leo Messi. A few sentences less dangerous or more dangerous than that in the world of football. Enzo Perez now trying to dribble himself out of danger. He'll find Zabaleta. Back for Perez, the Benfica man with some work to do. Finds Messi. Squared to Di Maria. And Saudi stretching play out toward the wing, but it's Messi. The give and go with Banega. He gave, but he never got. Vrsaljko is dispossessed by Banega, but illegally, says Andre Mariner.
Right now has to do world of confidence for Croatia. Niko Kovac has to be happy. Argentina have created chances, but right now Croatia still with the 1-0 lead, and they've really shown that they can go toe-to-toe with Argentina. Always look dangerous when they venture in the attack. Of course, the backline for Argentina doesn't really have too much chemistry together. Fazio, Verhini, and Ansaldi. Ansaldi, that's his 4th cap, and 3rd cap for Verhini, the Sunderland defender. And for Fazio, only his 3rd cap after moving this summer to Tottenham. The big defender, also very dangerous aerial threat. Fazio stands at 6'5".
Croatia looking for more before the break. Badelji's cross toward the penalty spot. Kopp was there. Still a chance for the Croatians. Verhini comes up with the ball all the way back to Romero. No time to think for Romero, just had to get rid of it.
Not taking any chances. It's some good pressing. Romero's on the ball. Seeing Vrsaljko fly at him. And they want to make it as uncomfortable as possible for Sergio Romero, who hasn't really gotten too much club time. It's a bit strange when you think of a World Cup starting goalkeeper who went all the way to the final, who up until last season wasn't starting. Didn't start last season at Monaco. Subasic, who's actually the Croatian goalkeeper not playing today, was a starter. Now for his club side Sampdoria, he's only playing now because the starter Emiliano Viviano is injured. But he is starting for Argentina and has done a good job.
And a good job for Sampdoria at the moment as well. Samp have been the revelation of Serie A this campaign. All the way back for Fazio.
Also really impressed in the World Cup, especially with his penalty saving abilities. It was rock solid for them. Was always going to be the question mark going into the tournament. Would the goalkeeper turn out to be a problem? But it's quite the opposite, actually.
Well, just a 1 minute of added time on top of the 45 from this first stanza. A chance for Argentina, maybe their last attack, as Croatia win it right back. Messi trying to press. Charbini boots the ball up the pitch, just trying to eat up the remaining seconds of this opening stanza. Facio booted forward. Still a slow, deliberate build-up from the back is Zabaleta. Perez. Pressed by Milan Badelli, who commits the foul. Instead of the final 10 seconds of this opening half, Messi toward the back post. Dish right back out. Now Facio will give chase, but that will likely be it for the opening stanza. And the first half whistle comes from Andre Mariner. It is Argentina 0, Croatia 1, as Anas Charbini scored the opener on 11 minutes.
Very impressive from Croatia, the way they've played bravely with the ball at their feet, going up front. Mateo Kovacic playing very well in the opening 15 minutes with his vision, and on the other side, Lionel Messi, virtually unstoppable, as has been the case throughout his career.
So Argentina and Lionel Messi trail at the break. We'll take a quick commercial break and show you the very best of that opening half, and there were certainly chances for the Albicelestes. Stick around.
The holiday season is here, which means it's time for the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. For practically just your signature, you could drive home for the holidays in a German-engineered Volkswagen, like the sporty, advanced new Jetta and the well-crafted all-new Golf. If you're wishing for a new Volkswagen this season, just about all you need is a finely tuned pen.
Get zero do-it signing, zero down, zero deposit, and zero first month's payment on select new Volkswagen models.
Welcome to the new Cricket Wireless. Just how big is our 4G LTE network? Bigger than T-Mobile, Sprint, and Metro PCS. Plans start at just $35 a month after $5 auto-pay credit. Cricket, something to smile about.
Excuse me, what do you think you'd pay for this smartphone?
A few hundred.
That's top of the line, more like $425.
More like $9.
What? That's not possible.
It is on DealDash.com. See, DealDash.com is the fair and honest bidding site. This top-of-the-line laptop went for around $40.
That can't be.
Incredible.
I know. Everyone says it's too good to be true.
But it's true. DealDash.com gets people real savings every day. Big savings. And if you're not satisfied, you get your money back. On DealDash.com, professional cameras sell for as low as $15. $50 gift cards go for $20. Laptops can be had for less than $10. And shipping is always free. It's perfect for gifts or just everyday necessities. Visit DealDash.com today and start bidding.
Is this from Deal Dash?
Uh-huh.
How much?
You don't want to know.
DealDash.com. See how much you can save.
To all the fans of the Red Devils, Little Bianconero and Merengues. For all the outlaws who root for the red, white, and blue. From PSG to AC Milan, Barcelona to La Roma. There's a place just for you. BN Sports. Make way for football.
Menneson, Pennsylvania is my hometown.
Monty Clay, Pittsburgh, PA.
We are bringing boxing back to Pittsburgh.
Stay relaxing. Samuel Vasquez Jr. has stopped James Stevenson.
It's gonna go down. Watch me go toe-to-toe and knock somebody out.
I'm bringing fighting back to boxing.
This segment is brought to you by Volkswagen.
Welcome back to the half here. Look inside Upton Park as we have Argentina trailing Croatia 1-0. And here's a look at some of the first half highlights from a very entertaining match. And Croatia really threatening right away. Mateo Kovacic, look at how well he dispossesses Ansaldi. And then he finds Anas Sharbini on the edge of the box. And Sharbini takes it first time, curling effort, finds the bottom corner. But great work from the Inter midfielder and finding the space and seeing Sharbini's run, and he led it perfectly right into the path of the 27-year-old, actually the oldest player starting for Croatia today. It gives you a sense of just how inexperienced this side is, the new generation of Croatians coming through the ranks. And right away, Kun Agüero trying to put Argentina on the scoreboard, trying this outside of the boot effort. First time, good ball in from Angel Di Maria, and it was Kun Agüero once again, does well to dispossess himself from Tinjedvaj. Curling effort, save from the goalkeeper Kalinic. Then in the 22nd minute, Angel Di Maria trying to pop from distance, but it's central. Nothing for the goalkeeper to worry about. He would have another worry coming up. Here's another look at that shot from Di Maria, the match to United man. And just a minute after that, Argentina doing all the damage in this spell. Ever Banega to Messi, Messi back to Banega, Banega back to Messi, and sliding tackle from two Croatian defenders. And the follow-up attempt from Kun Agüero goes wide, but brilliant link-up play from the Sevilla midfielder and the Barcelona superstar, Lionel Messi, who was virtually unstoppable when he had the ball at his feet. We saw him going to more deep positions in the midfield to get the ball and then go on another amazing runner, trying to find teammates right away. Here's an example. Messi to Kun Agüero, and Kun Agüero had all the time in the world and tries to just side foot it, finish it past Kalinic, but it just goes wide. Questions about his positioning, seemed about just a few inches offside. And Argentina again, and it's Ansaldi, the fullback, finds Messi continuing the run, and that shot hits the side netting in the wrong way though. Another great chance for Argentina, but Croatia with the only number that counts. As we take another look at that play from Lionel Messi, who's looked virtually unstoppable so far. What answer will Croatia have for Argentina in the second half? Find out coming up after this short commercial break.
Good afternoon, Brittany Arnold here with your BN News updates. The ATP Tour Finals are going on in London, and Marin Cilic has faced yet another loss. Thomas Berdych has finally put a bad start to the tournament behind him after losing 6-1, 6-1 earlier in the week. He recovered strongly by beating the U.S. Open champ 6-3, 6-1 today. Berdych hopes to reach the Final Four, but openly admitted he still needs to make improvements ahead of his match with Djokovic on Friday. To the racetrack we go, and Marcus Ericsson has announced he will not drive for Caterham, recently having terminated his contract with the Formula One team. What does this mean? Well, he will not be at the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix later this month. The significance being the Formula One team was put in administration, but new crowdfunding has given hope to their participation. A Spanish newspaper, Mundo Deportivo, revealed that Eric Abidal plans on making his way back to Barcelona, but as a coach. The French defender is rushing at Olympiacos' final phase in his career and is beginning to think about hanging up his boots. The article goes on to say that Abi has decided to return, but has not defined the timing. Copa do Brasil action is right here on BN Sports tonight, 6:55 p.m. Eastern Time on both of our networks. Cruzeiro aiming to win a record-breaking 5th title. They will be facing Atlético Mineiro in the decider. George Metellus and Matteo Bonetti will have that call for you. Be sure to tune in. That's all the news I have for you today, but tomorrow we'll do this again all over with my colleague Andres Cordero. Join him at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time for all the latest in international news. I'm Brittany Arnold. Until next time.
There's a new way to buy a car. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, it's never been easier. Just find the one you're looking for, see what others paid for it, lock in your savings, and get connected to one of our certified dealers. Then get the car you want and get back to the life you love. Fast, easy, and hassle-free, the way car buying should be.
This Friday, in preparation for the Copa America Chile 2015, the South American teams play on beIN Sports. La Roja comes face-to-face with the always dangerous Vino Tinto. Chile versus Venezuela on beIN Sports.
It's Argentina 0, Croatia 1. There's a look at the goal scorer, Sharpini, who scored in the 11th minute. We'll step aside. The second half kickoff coming up right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Volkswagen.
Do you take your eyes off the road when you get a phone call? Or when you take a turn, does your phone take a fall? Then you need the incredible Clever Grip by Bell & Howell. The new smartphone clip with a super strong grip. No more fumbling for your phone and looking away from the road. Clever Grip holds your phone at eye level without blocking your vision. And the 360-degree pivoting head rotates for easy viewing. Perfect for driving with GPS.
Take next left.
Streaming your music.
Hello?
Or hands-free calling.
I'm using my new Clever Grip.
Clever Grip fits any style air vent, and the spring-loaded clamp holds everything tight, from the smallest flip phones to the largest smartphone. Those other mounts obstruct your vision, are hard to reach, and eventually lose suction. They never hold. But Clever Grip mounts at the perfect height, just like your car's most important gauges. You get a clear view of the road and easy access to all your phone's functions. Even this heavy brick is no match for Clever Grip. It works with your favorite phone cases and those bulky battery packs. It's great for passengers watching videos. And Clever Grip goes from the car to the house. And now you have an instant stand in the palm of your hand. It's the ideal stand for people who travel. It's the portable clip with the amazing grip. Call and order your Clever Grip by Bell & Howell today for just $14.95. Available only through this special TV offer. But wait, if you call right now, we'll give you a second Clever Grip free. Just pay separate processing. Perfect for every driver in the family. We guarantee you'll love it or your money back. So don't delay. Get Clever Grip today.
To get your Clever Grip for only $14.95 and get a second one free, call 1-800-417-0790 or go to buyclevergrip.com. That's 1-800-417-0790. Order yours today.
You're watching beIN Sports, the international sports network. Tuesday to Friday, it's so easy to know everything about the world of sports with Express Extra. Our team of experts will keep you on top of the game. Don't miss out on your favorite team and the sports you'd like. With the Express Extra, Tuesday to Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with 2 more chances to watch, only on beIN Sports. On beIN Sports, we bring you more from the top football leagues in the world to the most important events of 2015, Copa America. Make way for the best programming. Make way for international sports. Make way for beIN Sports.
Welcome back. There is Alen Halilovic right at the center circle as he's come on as a second half sub, and Croatia getting the action underway from right to left on your screen. They lead it 1-0. The goal by Sherbini after 11 minutes has been the difference. Argentina, for the time being, look to be the same 11 players on the pitch. We'll try and confirm who's come off for Niko Kovac as soon as we can.
So much hype around Alen Halilovic, the Barcelona B player who's played 8 matches for them this season. Ex-Dinamo Zagreb, and is considered really,
well, the quote-unquote Croatian Messi, and he's coming up against the Argentine Messi, if you would.
That's quite a name to live up to, but a few times I've seen him, he's like quite a sparky player. Great technique.
Good work from Angel Di Maria, looking for enough space for the cross, but Versalico is up to the challenge. The sliding challenge dispossesses Di Maria. Out to touch for Argentina. By the way, could we put the blank Messi to bed now? It seems every young kid coming up is the next Leo Messi. Shop. Good work from Shop to shake one marker, but Javier Mascherano, an ever-present danger in that midfield, comes up with the save for Argentina.
Well, Kovacic coming off, it's quite surprising. Had it been a match that actually counted for something, Kovacic was arguably the best performer for Croatia. It was so hard to stop when he went on those runs in the center of the park, and always has great vision as well.
That tells you that Mateo Kovacic will have a part to play against Italy in Milan. And this man will have a part to play today. Carlos Tevez getting warmed up.
Very curious to hear the reception. Coming back in his old stomping ground, where he was one of the favorites for West Ham in the season he spent there. Helped them avoid relegation, scored some very crucial goals in the Premier League, and then the rest is history.
Already in my mind, the goal of the year contender. The next Puskas Award very likely goes to Carlos Tevez with an incredible goal at the weekend in Serie A.
Against Parma, took on literally the entire team. It was something.
Won the ball back to start with. He won the ball back for himself in midfield, and then
almost Maradona-esque and Messi-esque. And he's been brilliant in Serie A. A move that really worked out for him in his last few years at Manchester City. And then moved to Juventus and has really been the focal figure for their attack. And Tata Martino realized this, called him back up.
Good switch from Messi, looking for Ansaldi on the far side. Christian Ansaldi bringing it down, looking for the square ball inside the box. So take a shot himself. It gets deflected inside. It's level. Croatia appealing for a handball, but Christian Ansaldi has found the equalizer early into the second half. It's Argentina 1, Croatia 1.
Well, let's take another look at this. Clear deflection, very unlucky for Croatia. And it was a good run forward from the left back Ansaldi. The Atleti man gets forward and unleashes with his right foot and takes a deflection off of
Sergio Aguero brings his arms up.
Yeah, just hits Aguero, but no intent there, as he was just, actually, from a second angle, went right off his arm.
Well, no intention, that's for sure, but the hand in an unnatural position could be an argument. Aguero brings his arms up to protect his face, but he brings them away from his face, away from his body. And now Messi upended by Lovac.
I think so much is made out of that, but in that split half a second that you have to think about it, I think that's a move most humans would make with a ball flying right at them. They have to explain natural.
That is exactly it, isn't it? It's up to the interpretation of the referee whether or not the hand is in a natural or unnatural position.
And it's such a difficult thing to explain, and that's why you still have so much controversy.
In this case,
over
however,
the issue.
In this case, however, you think, well, if he doesn't bring his arms up like that, the ball doesn't get deflected into the net. It's a goal that shouldn't stand, but it does because the referee has to make the decision on a split second. And he can't tell whether it's come off of Aguero's shoulder, his head. Clearly it was the arm of Kun Agüero, who does, by the way, have a hand of God moment of his own when he was playing with Atletico Madrid. Well, glove of God, if you would, because he had that gloved hand. Here's Di Maria looking for the opener. Kun Agüero was making the run, and Saldi wants a second. That's deflected and out, and it's going to be a corner kick for Argentina. Messi making his way over to the corner flag.
Well, going the other way is where I'm actually even more interested to see this Argentine backline. Wasn't too impressed with Santiago Verhini at the back. Him and Fazio not really on the same wavelength. And they made it very easy for Croatia to get in dangerous opportunities for two defenders trying to find their way into the first team.
Play back for Ansaldi. Chip over the top. Kun Agüero off the chest. Beat the offside trap, but not the second defender.
A soft touch there from the left back. Nice little dink over the top, what you'd usually see from an attacking midfielder.
Here's Agüero again. Full head of steam Agüero into the area. The challenge from Jedvaj. And Jedvaj wins the battle. Now Versalico to clear it away. Argentina were definitely into a rhythm through the late stages of that second half. Ever since the goal from Sciarpini, they really carried the tempo and had the majority of the chances, but unable to break through. And sometimes it takes that little bit of luck. And they've had it via Ansaldi to find that equalizer. Verhini finding Fazio. No substitutions for Argentina as of yet. Still the same 11 on the pitch, and that is Romero in goal. Zabaleta, Verhini, Fazio, and Ansaldi along the back. Mascherano with Banega and Perez in midfield. That is Enzo Perez on the ball who finds Zabaleta. Messi, Agüero, and Di Maria are up top. For Croatia, just the one change is Mateo Kovacic will certainly play a role in his adopted land when they visit Italy, and why not play a Serie A player against the Italians? So he comes off and makes way for Halilovic, who joins Milic, Sciarpini, and Schupp up top. Antolic and Badelli in the holding midfield role with Versalico, Lovac, Leskovic, and Jedvaj in front of Kalinic. Slip through for Zabaleta. He's through on goal. Zabaleta, just a heavy touch. And Jedvaj makes the clearance.
That's a great recovery once again. Jedvaj talking about his speed in the first half for a central defender. Does well to close off the gap, and Zabaleta could have taken it first time, but takes that extra touch, and that's where Jedvaj makes the interception, just gets it out of the danger area.
Here is Halilovic. He's beaten Zabaleta. Alen Halilovic into the area, gets Mascherano, and his clubmate dispossesses him shoulder to shoulder. And the Barca man beats out the Barca B man.
I don't want to be that guy, Andres, but there was something Messi-esque about the run. Maybe the hair fluttering back in the wind.
Well, there certainly are some resemblances. It's a smart decision from Kalinic.
Well, jokes aside, it was a great run. It's a first touch for Halilovic and went right at the Argentina defenders, who once again make it too easy for Croatia to get into a dangerous opportunity.
Versalico, the through ball, looking for a shot. He's cut out by Verhini.
Good pace as well from Halilovic. Such a close control with the ball. Looks like it's virtually glued onto his foot as he made that venturing run forward.
Now Perez. Back for Fazio. Here's Mascherano. That's a good ball in for Sergio Agüero, but he's going to put in his shift to get there, and he does. Now Ansaldi. Given away by Verhini. One back by Alen Halilovic. So quick on the ball, Halilovic. Shifty as well. The through ball is on for Schupp. He lays it off. Sciarpini. Now Halilovic inside the area. Left-footed shot won't get past the first defender. Verhini is there to make the block. Badelli maintains possession for Versalico. Near side now, Leovac. Sciarpini.
Get the feeling Niko Kovac, the Croatian coach, has some interesting decisions going forward. A lot of these players who aren't regulars have been very good so far. And there's one of them, Jedvaj.
Now it's Croatia enjoying a nice spell of possession, and Argentina happy to give them some of the space here in midfield. Milan Badelli through for Halilovic. Alen Halilovic, he can turn quickly. Instead, he finds the outlet pass to the wing. Milic puts it back in play. Halilovic with Milic. Slip through, but Federico Fazio coming through to clear. Jedvaj. Leskovic. Leovac under pressure from Messi. Now Agüero putting a little bit of pressure. They'll retreat all the way back to Kalinic. Truleo, that's increased pressure now from Argentina. Nearly won back. Sliding challenge does get it back for Argentina. Now Messi. Lionel Messi finding Kun Agüero. Tripping over the ball is Sergio, but finding Mascherano. Banega. Di Maria returning to Banega. Maschi. Here's Zabaleta. Best chance for a game winner has come through the feet of Pablo Zabaleta. The ball slipped through by Messi, but Zabaleta's touch just a little heavy, allowing for Jedvaj to recover. Here's Rahini. Walking a tightrope on the near side now, Zabaleta. Here's Mascherano. Good first touch by Angel Di Maria into the path, and Kun Agüero giving chase. Agüero tripped up inside the 18. Surely it's a penalty.
Surely.
Kalinic committing a foul inside of the box. It was a good ball from Lionel Messi as we take another look.
Well, I don't know how Kalinic is pleading his innocence. As clear as daylight, just goes right into Kun Agüero. And there's no question. Kun Agüero starts dragging his feet, but so much contact, and that's a penalty. Rightfully given.
Maybe the only thing missing from Argentina for the opening half was some of the finishing. They got a bit of a break on the deflection early on, and now a chance to take the lead as Messi stands 12 paces away from the go-ahead goal. Lionel Messi, goal number 45 for his country. Argentina 2, Croatia 1. It was Messi who created the chance for Kun Agüero, got tripped up inside the area, and it's Messi who puts it in the back of the net.
And who else but Lionel Messi? On his 96th cap, that's his 45th goal. Incredible numbers for a 27-year-old. He's done it on the domestic level as well as the international stage, and goals you like. It's the side netting, and I think even if Kalinic had guessed the right way, it would have been hard to get a finger on that one, and even the London supporters here at the stadium appreciate brilliance when they see it.
Well, he's had a few misses, a few recent high-profile misses, Lionel Messi, from the penalty spot. And that's not going to stop him, and it certainly won't deter any of his teammates or managers from allowing him to take virtually all of the spot kicks for Argentina. Did miss one at the Super Classico against Brazil, a match that Argentina lost 2-0 to the Brazilians, and Messi had his effort from the spot denied. He also missed one while playing for Barcelona against Levante earlier this season, a game in which he did get a goal and a couple of assists. He was man of the match, could have had a hat-trick.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper that stopped it, Diego Alves, has stopped more than 50% of the penalties coming his way. So it was like flipping a coin for Messi in that instance.
Diego Alves does have some phenomenal record. Almost a sixth sense for penalties. Stops from Cristiano, he stops from Lionel Messi. Well, today Kalinic could not stop La Pulga. He's on the score sheet for, as you mentioned, his 45th international goal. A foul given up, a free kick. Maybe as dangerous a free kick as Croatia have had in the entirety of this game, as Milan Bedelli, the Fiorentina man, is tripped up.
That's Halilovic making himself as a nuisance right away. Playing this entire second half. It's good experience for the teenager, who's looked very lively since coming on with his dribbling and not afraid to go right at the defenders, knowing that he definitely has the pace advantage.
Back post, that is Jedvaj. Well, Jedvaj, who was there, he was the closest Croatian to it, but it's into the hands of Sergio Romero harmlessly. Quickly played out for Lionel Messi. So good at working in tight spaces, Messi, and he gives the ball away. Charbini. Charbini will tell his grandkids that he scored a goal against Messi's Argentina. He did it in London, of all places.
Here's a sight that many Argentines and fans around the world have been waiting for. It was once considered maybe to be a problem behind the scenes, but that doesn't matter anymore. Sabella's not in charge.
Chance now for Croatia to pull one back. That is an audacious hit from Charbini. He had one goal. He went for the spectacular here.
Why not, right? Charbini's first touch, that goal in the first half, was really something fantastic. Great finishing for a player who still plays domestically with Rijeka. I wonder if there's going to be a few scouts watching some of these Croatian players.
Very well represented right now, the Croatian club Rijeka on this national team. Leskovic plays for them. Leovac plays for them. Sharbini, of course, the goal scorer. A few players on the bench, including 20-year-old defender Mate Mitrovic, who's getting his first call-up. In fact, only getting the call-up because of injuries to Andre Rebic and Gordon Schildenfeld. Here's Messi. Mascherano. Fazio. Round one defender, around Halilovic. Fazio, round two. Still giving space. Croatians happy to see him on the ball. He does find the outlet pass to Banega. Square ball for Enzo Perez. Diagonal ball for Angel Di Maria. He's got the run of Saboleta. Di Maria over the top to the Manchester City fullback. Can he keep it in? He hasn't. And that's going to allow the substitution. And this is the storyline of the match. It is at West Ham, at Upton Park, where Carlos Tevez made his European debut after his days in Corinthians. He and Mascherano playing at West Ham. And now he replaces another player who's made a name for himself in the Premier League, Sergio Aguero. A bit fortunate that that wasn't called back. And now Carlos Tevez, for the first time in 3 years, 3 months and 27 days, is on the pitch for Argentina.
In a stadium where he last played in 2006, 2007, 26 matches in the Premier League, 7 goals, and they were important ones. And he was a beloved figure. Of course, some of the scandal that ensued after made the front pages in the tabloids in England surrounding Tevez and the whole ownership issue, but that's far behind in the rearview mirror for him and Javier Mascherano.
It's been over 1,200 days since Carlos Tevez last played for Argentina. His last appearance was in the quarterfinals of the Copa America 2011, a match that Argentina lost to neighbors Uruguay. That game went into penalties. Messi was in that one as well, of course. Tevez actually didn't come on until he replaced Aguero in the 86th minute. Today he replaces Aguero with plenty more time left on the clock. But that match was decided on penalties, and the only man to miss was in fact Carlos Tevez. Di Maria bearing down now. Picked up by Kalinic.
A very famous photo about Carlos Tevez this past summer when his teammates were in Argentina. Snapped a photo of him in Disneyland with his family. Had a good time either way, even though his side didn't win in the final against Germany.
A photo that was less appreciated in England was an injured Tevez playing golf in full golf attire. But think about that. This is his first match in over 1,200 days, and his last appearance for Argentina ended in him missing a penalty in the penalty shootout to Uruguay in an elimination game. No chance. They say that in Spanish, in football, la revancha, soccer always gives a chance for revenge. Well, it's taken 3 years and nearly 4 months for Carlos Tevez' chance of revenge.
And was subsequently discarded by Sabella, but was that really the reason, or was it something inside the locker room? Have heard plenty of whispers in the past few seasons, but whatever it was, it's been solved.
Di Maria now. Mascherano. A lively looking Argentina in this second half. 2 quick goals to put them in front. Enzo Perez. The tactical argument, at least in terms of why Messi and Tevez were not coinciding on the pitch together, set aside all of the he said, she said stuff. The tactical argument was that they would occupy the same space, that they would get in each other's way when they played together at the Copa America and in the 2006 World Cup under Jose Nestor Peckerman. The reality is Messi has changed significantly as a player since, and certainly doesn't occupy the same space now. Messi for Di Maria. Di Maria, brilliant touch, but has it pulled away by Leskovic. And I see absolutely no reason tactically why the two can't coincide today.
And Carlos Tevez does so well linking up with teammates as well in and around the box, and he's become even a more direct player with Juventus, always looking to take on the defender, and his finishing ability is simply world class.
"65 minutes down, Argentina 2. Croatia 1 as the goal scorer for Croatia comes off, making way for Mato Hayalo. A good second appearance for Sharbini, who gets his first international goal in just over an hour of play. Croatia looking for an equalizer. Last touched by Fazio. It's out to touch for the Croatians. One back by Banega. Mato Yayalo, the 26-year-old, another one of these Rijeka players we were talking about. He's uncapped, so he's on for his debut in these final few minutes. Slots right into the spot that was previously taken up by Sharpini. Here is Zabaleta venturing forward, laying it off for Lionel Messi. He spotted the run of Zabaleta. Carlos Tevez lending support as well. Manchester City man will go wide instead to Ansaldi. Back post cross is on, making his way for that cross was Carlos Tevez, who does get a head on it in his first intervention in the match as a shot on target.
That's hardly not the kind of goal you've seen Carlos Tevez scoring too many times. Good cross, though, from Ansaldi as he spots the movement made by Carlos Tevez, who gets right over Marko Leskovic. All 5'8" of him.
Here's Chop. Sergio Romero having to retreat. Chop trying to go over the top and just missing the corner.
It's a cheeky attempt there from Chop.
Banega. Fouled from behind was ever Banega. The linesman spotted it. The flag goes up. Disagreeing adamantly is Versalico.
And you heard the crowd oohing and awing as Chop really went for that audacious chip. Had it gone in, that really would have sent the crowd into a frenzy, and us here in the booth. It's been a good performance from Chop, the 24-year-old making his second cap. Starts as the striker for Dinamo Zagreb in Croatia.
Perez with Tevez. Tevez shakes one challenge. Still Carlos Tevez will look for Messi. Left it behind him, Messi, and he's dispossessed by Jedvaj. Good work from Jedvaj to win it back. It's tripped up. Play on, says the referee. The contact incidental, but Jedvaj is feeling the worst of that challenge. Fair play from Argentina, playing it out to touch.
Looks like a very agile defender, Jedvaj. Can even go past the opposition the few times he is in possession. You can see why Roma initially plucked him away. Now he's at Bayer Leverkusen, but you sense a very bright future for Tin Jedvaj. Still only very young, 18 years old, making his second cap. And what a way to do it against Argentina and going up against arguably the best attacking core of players that you can really assemble.
And fair play as the ball's given right back to Argentina. Sergio Romero. Just over 20 minutes left in regulation. It is Argentina 2, Croatia 1. Goals by Ansaldi and Messi for the Albiceleste. Of course, the opening goal came from Croatia's Sharpini, who's since made way for Mato Yayalo. 26 years old, Yayalo, but already somewhat of a journeyman in European football. And that spans not just several clubs, but several leagues. After making his debut in Serbia, he's since played a spell at Siena, a loan spell and then a permanent spell at Cologne, moving to Bosnian Club Sarajevo on loan after that, and settling in this season with Rijeka, where he scored his first goal for his new club. Celebrating now by making his full national team debut. He previously played for the under-21s. Mascherano, good ball toward the center for Carlos Tevez. Laid off for Tevez again, finding Messi. Messi at the edge of the area. Messi onto his left. Messi for Angel Di Maria, who just could not find Carlos Tevez.
Good work once again. Jedvaj in the right place at the right time. Been very impressed with the teenager. Has looked very composed. His positioning always seems to be spot on. And he might just force him his way into the senior side.
Here's Banega. He's got space in front of him. He'll lay it off for Carlos Tevez. A concerted effort to get Tevez involved and making up for lost time on the national team.
Senior side starting 11, that is.
Angel Di Maria, the through ball is on for Carlos Tevez. Carlitos! Just wide. Oh, what a return that would have been at this stadium on the national team. Carlos Tevez looking for an insurance goal for Argentina.
Well, it would have been a storybook restart for his Argentina career, scoring in the stadium where he first made his name in Europe. He is onside. Beautiful pass to find him in space and had to step on the defender Marko Leskovic, and that shot going for the bottom far corner. Just forces that last-ditch kick save from the goalkeeper, who did well to send it just wide, but enough of a touch on it. And Ever Banega, who's looked a bit out of sorts today, hasn't gotten too involved in the action, replaced by the Juventus man Roberto Pereira, who we've seen in a more wide role for Argentina. Remember in the Super Classico, he played as a right midfielder, also has played as a right wing back for his club Juventus.
Substitution on the other end as well, as Ivan Tomaszak is the man to come on. Halilovic, the ball through for Rusalico, picked up by Shop. Now Perez. Messi. Messi around one. Dispossessed by Halilovic. Rusalico played wide for Milic. There is Halilovic. It's an air of Ivan Rakitic about him as well. Could just be the hair.
Might be. But I do see that. He has drifted deeper into the midfield to get the ball. Always have to like that quality about a player who's supposed to support the striker.
A bright future ahead for the young Alen Halilovic, and he has looked like a difference maker since coming on. Certain spark about him. Berhini comes up with the interception. Croatia, though, get a gift as it's right back into the path now of Yayalo. And here is Pereira. New look for Pereira as well. He's taken after Arturo Vidal in some respects. What a positive influence at Juventus.
Also has played like Arturo Vidal this season. He's done very well with Juventus. Such a versatile player as well. We saw him as a second striker at times for Udinese, and as a right winger now, as a right wing back, where he even has some defensive responsibilities, but he's done well getting forward and always improving on the defensive end as well. That'll come with time.
Tevez, he's got the run of Messi picked out. Carlos Tevez, a sliding challenge from Neovac to deny him, but now Angel Di Maria back to Tevez. Carlos Tevez very much involved since coming on. Di Maria now has to adjust his run. Messi, still Messi. Di Maria upended inside the 18, laid off for Mascherano. Denied by Kalinic. Javier Mascherano is not known for his goal scoring. Does have a few goals for the national team, 3 to be precise, and that one nearly the most spectacular of all.
Definitely got a lot of power behind it, and it was Messi. First attempt to get that ball back to Di Maria, but then it falls right into the path of Javier Mascherano. Makes a rare venture forward to join the attack and really connects with it well. Good save once again. Kalinic set this a few times throughout the match. He's put in a solid performance, except for the penalty, of course, but his saving's been good.
Di Maria plays it short. Enzo Perez, the closest man to it. Di Maria comes back to win it inside the 18. Here's Angel. Tried the heel flick for Zabaleta. Mascherano all by himself as Argentina drop numbers back to try and cover the counter. Halilovic won't get there as Mascherano shields him off. Berhini. Here's Tevez. Easy ball for Zabaleta. Easier for Enzo. Retreating for Mascherano. And even further back for Fazio. Tevez slipped through for Messi. A cheeky pass for Lionel Messi. He's got a lot of work to get there. Just slightest bit of a heavy touch. Actually seemed to hesitate momentarily, Messi. Wasn't sure he would get there and nearly did.
Good pressure again. Jedvaj tracking down with Messi. Even if it is a friendly, we've seen some very good aggressive play from both sides. Croatia especially are fighting really hard trying to get back into this match. Defending valiantly as well. And a few questions about this Argentina backline, Andres. Still plenty of work to do for the two center back, Fazio and Verhini. Croatia have found opportunities very easy to come by. Should have been a bit more difficult for them. Verhini was cut out for the first goal.
Messi now for Carlos Tevez, who's just beyond the last defender. The flag goes up. It's challenging for the Capocannoniere today, or this season in Serie A. At the moment, Carlos Tevez. Substitution about to be made for Tata Martino, who's tried to look as many defensive players as he could, but now making a change on the attacking front as Angel Di Maria is going to take a seat on the bench.
Well, it's a player that also plays in London, but not for West Ham, and you can hear he is a Tottenham player, Eric Lamela. He's brought over from South America by Roma, ex-River Plate player who now plays for Tottenham. And
a defensive change as well as Jonathan Silva comes on to replace Christian Ansaldi.
Good work from Ansaldi, the Atletico Madrid man. Always got forward and also provided the shot that was deflected into the goal.
Romero will play it out through Verhini. Zabaleta was being closed down by Halilovic, so the ball retreats all the way back for Romero. He's got a few options but the booted up pitch. Leovac, not the intended target, but he came up with it, squared by Leskovic for Jedvaj. It is the debut, the Argentina debut. Took out, Romero has to come out in front of this one as Schopp was bearing down looking for an equalizer. But as mentioned, Jonathan Silva, the Sporting Club of Portugal man, 20 years old, making his Argentina debut now under Tata Martino, on the play just under a quarter of an hour in his Albiceleste maiden performance. Of course, Lamela has gotten a few games under his belt, 8 to be in fact. He's already scored his first Albiceleste goal. Carlos Tevez working to try and get it back, and there is the work rate of Carlos Tevez, the stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheets but makes him a huge influence on whatever side he's playing on.
He really is a whirling bus of energy, isn't he, Carlos Tevez? Beloved now by Juventus, and he's going to be so important for Argentina going forward.
Fans on their feet as Leo Messi prepares to strike this ball. He'll play it short with Enzo Perez. Now it's Messi again onto his left. Zabaleta making the run into the 18. Played back for Pereira. Cleared away only as far as Mascherano. Enzo Perez. Javier Mascherano is sort of a hybrid defensive midfielder slash center back whenever he plays in that holding midfield position.
He always does venture back and help the two center backs, then picks up the ball and kick-starts the attack for Argentina. Always plays that simple pass.
Pereira. Difficult for Lamela to control. He does come up with it, but makes a difficult pass to control back the other way. Badelli. Doesn't play quite as much as you'd imagine Milan Badelli for Fiorentina and Serie A. Vincenzo Montella preparing to line up midfielders who are more creative than destructive. Tevez. Messi. Quick touch into the path of Carlos Tevez. It's out for Pereira. He's got space in front of him, Pereira. Pereira onto his right foot. Square for Lionel Messi. Messi with his right, just off the bar. He's hit the post, Lionel Messi. Nearly a second goal for the Barcelona man.
And you wonder if it was on his opposite foot, would that have gone in? I have to think so. It was good work originally from Roberto Pereira getting forward. And then he sees Lionel Messi on the edge of the box and feeds it to Messi. And Messi just trying with his weaker foot to curl it right by Kalinic and came so close to getting his brace.
Messi's already hit the post 6 times for Barcelona this season. He's been denied by the upright yet again today.
So not only the best player, but also the unluckiest player. It's up for debate.
Well, no question, there's been a difference in his finishing. It's been the one noticeable thing is his finishing hasn't been as otherworldly as we've become accustomed to. But to be fair, there are moments. It's not as if it's been a prolonged moment. 10 minutes left. Argentina lead at 2-1 after Croatia took an early lead 11 minutes in from Charbini. A bit of luck early in the second half saw Saudi hit a ball off of Sergio Aguero's arm to tie it up in the 49th minute, and then Messi from the penalty spot made it 2-1 in the 57th. But if you remember, Messi had a very close-range effort in the first half, just narrowly wide, and he's hit the post as well. Could really easily be on a hot trick.
Yeah.
Instead, he'll settle for what for now is the game winner.
It's funny, Argentina before this match actually warmed up in a training match against the West Ham under-21s, and they must be thinking, well, those guys were older than this Croatian side we're playing.
Just means fresh legs. Tevez won't get to the end of that pass. Out to touch for Croatia. They had a much better first half than they have in this second stanza.
It's interesting. Tevez has worked so well playing off of a target striker at Juventus. Him and Llorente have linked up very well with the holding striker just playing with his back to goal, allowing Tevez to venture forward and just going on a clever 1-2 as Tevez makes the run into the box. It's worked so well in Turin.
A sliding challenge from Silva. And try to appreciate it, the defensive work from the debutant. Lamela not where he ought to be. The man preparing to come on is Mate Mitrovic. Here's Lamela. The crowd letting him know. Ball given away by Carlos Tevez. Oh, by the time the full-time whistle blows, it might just be 11 Rijeka players on the pitch for Croatia. There's the substitute that's about to come on is also a Rijeka defender. And about to bring the age down, the average age. He's only 20. Well, that's good for Schaap, who just held up his run enough to not be in an offside position, but equally good from Sergio Romero to spot and cut out the danger. Silva plays the ball forward, but Milan Bedelli wins it back. Again, only momentarily. There's Carlos Tevez in midfield. Tevez and Messi. Lamela winning it back. Now Tevez. Tevez has Messi in front of him. He's got the supporting run to his left as well from Silva. Leovac makes the clearance.
Interesting to hear the crowd go from raucous applause when Tevez has the ball to wholehearted boos when he passed it over to Eric Lamela. Seeing the domestic allegiances come into light here as well.
The other player preferring to come on is Marko Rog. As this Croatian side gets younger and younger. Making his way off is Leskovic. I'm not sure who Marko Rog has just come on for. We'll try and confirm that as soon as possible. And there is the confirmation is Douye Chop is the man to make way.
Hard-working match from Douye Chop. The big striker. Saw him a lot on the right wing, allowing all those runs from the likes of Halilovic and Kovacic to a more central role. Also showed a bit of cheekiness too with his attempted chip shot.
Talked about the booing and cheering. The triangulation between Messi, Lamela, and Carlos Tevez would be an entertaining chorus. Enzo Perez. That Xavi-esque escape dribble from the Benfica man all the way back for Verini. Fazio. Silva returning the ball to Verhini. Zabaleta is the escape ball if he wants him. Instead, he'll play it back for Romero. Jonathan Silva, by the way, the debutant for Argentina, the Former Estudiantes man has recently made the move to Sporting. He's starting to now get some playing time in the Portuguese league. Sporting, of course, the club where Cristiano Ronaldo was blooded. Cristiano will get a chance to see this Argentina squad and Leo Messi next week on Tuesday right here on BN Sports. Versalico for Milic. Still Versalico. His attempted clearance is blocked and into the hands of Romero. Hasn't had too much work to do today. Sergio Romero, it's been comfortable. It is, of course, also the debut of Marko Rog, the latest Croatian substitute. And the same is true of Mate Mitrovic. So Niko Kovac making it a day of firsts at Upton Park. Here's Verhini.
And also good to see the coach tapping into the successful teams in domestic Croatian action.
Tevez. Zabaleta. Nearly dispossessed. Zabaleta finds Enzo Perez. Here's Tevez. Always seems to be looking for Lionel Messi. And he finds him again.
Maybe trying to prove a point.
Lamela, as if you had any doubt. Eric Lamela with the through ball into the path of Pereira. Pereira looking to square it. Finally does, but first man there is Mitrovic, the substitute, making his first intervention, and it's an interception.
And if he hadn't got it, Carlos Tevez was right behind him, barreling in the center of the box. Just had to toe poke that one in.
Here's Zabaleta. Well, it started off as a nervous match for Tata Martino's men, but it's been a good international friendly for the Albiceleste as they prepare for their campaign in Copa America come next year. Of course, the draw for the Copa America coming up later this month. In many ways, for Tata Martino, is in terms of the results, it is as much job security as a manager could possibly have, because there is no qualifying for Copa America. It's just the 10 South American teams that play in the oldest national team competition on the planet. And so in that regard, he is under contract until the end of the 2018 World Cup. But he knows for certain that he'll get the Copa America. And of course, after that is the 2016 Copa America, which is a centennial edition. It will be played in the United States, and it'll include CONCACAF teams as well. That would be the most significant and most important national team competition played in the U.S. since the '94 World Cup. And what fun it'll be. Final 2 minutes of regulation, and the Croatians may be resigned to their fate at the moment. All but the new man, Marko Rog, who commits the foul. Why not some more substitutions? And why not one in goal as Kalinic makes his way off?
That's going to be Ivan Vargic to come on. Kalinic had an up-and-down game. I thought with his reflexes on the saves, he was very impressive, especially on his save in the first half on Kun Agüero. But then that clumsy challenge to give up the penalty, which led to Lionel Messi's goal. So we saw the good and the bad from Lovre Kalinic, 24-year-old from Magic Split. His first cap, one he'll definitely remember for a lifetime. A few good stories to tell along the way. The day he got scored on by Lionel Messi.
What is Vargas to come on, because Daniel Subasic, in fact, will be the man to play against Italy on Sunday. And so we get the debut of two new Croatia goalkeepers today. The first ever caps for Klanic, who played 88 minutes, and for Ivan Vargic, who plays the final 2+ at a time. Eight players have made their debut today under Niko Kovac for Croatia. Enzo Perez with the delivery toward the near post. Zabaleta trying to keep it in possession. Pereira does. Perez with a second effort to send it into the box. And fouled from behind by Carlitos Tevez.
It'll be very interesting to see how Tata Martino decides to go in the attack. He has so many options. Haven't even seen Gonzalo Higuain, the Napoli man. And it's between him, Kun Agüero, Carlos Tevez, Lavezzi as well. So many choices in the attack, so many different looks.
Jonathan Silva commits his first foul as a Argentine national first teamer. We'll get another look at it. It's that contact early and not the sliding challenge that draws the whistle from Andre Mariner. Of course, he is the one debutant for Argentina today. We've yet to see the debut of Willy Caballero, the Manchester City goalkeeper. Instead, Sergio Romero keeping his spot. Crossed in toward the near post. Giving chase is Mitrovic, but he'll pull up.
Always wondered why Willy Caballero, during his time at Malaga, had some incredible matches. Has to feel hard done that he hasn't gotten more looks with his national side.
Yayalo played out in a throw-in for Croatia. Lovac, Alilovic. Alilovic in tight space, runs into a wall out Leo Messi. Still Messi, tripped up from behind was Messi by Leovac. Professional foul, but no yellow card shown from Andre Mariner, who hasn't shown the yellow card today. Pulled quickly for Eric Lamela. The familiar soundtrack when Lamela touches the ball. Carlos Tevez with Messi. Still Messi. Messi looking for the angle. Messi to Tevez. He was in an offside position and the ball just beyond his reach.
Really is champagne football when those three start playing around the box. So hard to stop. So many different movements. And
3 minutes of added time. We're just past the first. Yayalo. Mascherano buzzing around Yayalo. That is the question, Mateo, for Tata Martino. Once you've got Tevez in full national team form, Agüero, Gonzalo Higuain, if he is going to play a 4-3-3, there's only one spot for all of those guys. And so obviously you move Messi to the right because that takes him out of the equation and he's going to be your best right winger anyway. But then you have an embarrassment of riches to pick from between Tevez, Agüero, and Gonzalo Higuain.
I wonder how many coaches in world football would love to have that problem.
No question. And then, of course, for the other spot on the three-man attacking trio, you've got Angel Di Maria, but you've also got Ezequiel Lavezzi.
Yep. And then if you want to go more offensive, you can play Di Maria more in a central midfield role, similar to how we saw him line up for Real Madrid when Carlo Ancelotti was coaching him.
That is full-time, 93 minutes of work. It is Argentina 2, Croatia 1. Croatia opened the scoring in the 11th minute via Charbini, who scored his first international goal. But then Argentina battled back with a deflected goal from Christian Ansaldi that hit off of Agüero's arms and in. And then Lionel Messi from the penalty spot in the 57th minute gets his 45th international goal. And it's a game winner to boot.
The holiday season is here, which means it's time for the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. For practically just your signature, you could drive home for the holidays in a German-engineered Volkswagen, like the sporty, advanced new Jetta and the well-crafted all-new Golf. If you're wishing for a new Volkswagen this season, just about all you need is a finely tuned pen.
Get zero do-it signing, zero down, zero deposit, and zero first month's payment on select new Volkswagen models.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless, where what we say is what you pay. Like 5 lines for $100 a month. That's taxes and fees included. Switch now and get 5 for $100, all in. Cricket, something to smile about.
You're watching beIN Sports, the international sports network. This Tuesday, the Theater of Dreams, one of the most historical stadiums in the world. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Argentina, Portugal. Rivalry has no borders. The best players in the world come face to face, defending their national pride. Argentina, Portugal, live from Manchester on beIN Sports. Copa del Rey is back on beIN Sports. Round of 32, the first leg. It's the debut of the First Division teams. Pride and power are at stake. The tradition continues. Make way for Copa del Rey. On beIN Sports.
Ahead on the Extra, a top-notch friendly day with two South American giants heading overseas to try their hand at European competition, and Mexico taking the Orania for a test drive.
There are some tremendous attacking players in world football, but where are all the good central defenders? We'll discuss that with George and Phil.
And we get hypothetical with our weekly What If discussion. Today, talking about the possibility of a World Football All-Star League, getting the league's top players together.
And the head coach of the U.S. women's national team joins us to discuss World Cup preps for her team and the issues surrounding playing the Women's World Cup on field turf.
Good evening, everybody. You're watching the Express Extra with Terry Lee and Jeremy St. Louis, and our Wednesday edition focuses on friendlies. 5 months removed from their controversial World Cup knockout stage tie, Mexico and the Netherlands squared off Wednesday night at Amsterdam Arena.
Yeah, and Mexico coach Miguel Herrera, the best Chris Farley lookalike in years, still contends the referee made a mistake in that game, awarding Holland the decisive penalty to win the match. Wednesday, revenge time for Herrera, with the coach saying a win would be the first step towards revenge over the next 4 years. It's certainly a good time to face the Dutch as well, as they are encountering some difficulties. Pick up the action in the 8th minute. Carlos Vela making his return, hells off the challenge of Affalay and bends in an unstoppable effort in the top left corner from about 25 yards out. A stunning goal. David Moyes is liking that. That's his man at Real Sociedad, and a great return to the world game. Makes it 1-0. 49th minute, Wesley Sneijder pounces on a headed clearance from a Mexico defender, subsequently lashes a sublime volley into the top left corner from 25 yards out. And we are tied at onesies. The Orania certainly needed that one just after the break. Good time to score. 62nd, Javier Hernandez charges forward, curls a lofted pass into the area for a strike partner who takes a touch and blasts an effort into the net. Vela has 2, and it is 2-1 to El Tri. 7 minutes later, Guardado does well to pounce on a loose pass in the middle, and with Joel Veltman away out of position, he slips in a fine pass towards the area, and it is Chicharito Hernandez coolly slotting home past Tim Krul, and it is 3-1. 74th minute, Holland would pull one back. Daley Blind given space to run about 35, and powerful effort takes a deflection off Reyes. And although Guillermo Ochoa gets a touch, the ball finds the net. Mexico's first away win in Europe in 30 years. And another loss for Goose Hiddink, that's 4. He says he'll quit if they don't win at the weekend. 3-2 Mexico is the final.
Now over to Istanbul. Turkey winless in 4 of the last 5 games, hosting Brazil, who already blasted through Colombia, Ecuador, Argentina, and their most recent against Japan. That saw all 4 goals scored by Neymar. His tally to 40 goals in 58 senior appearances at the age of 22, squaring up the free kick in the 19th minute, just putting it just to the left and over of the goal there. Volkan Demirel getting in place there. Neymar would get his shortly after that, starting with Fernandinho, given all kinds of time, picks out Neymar, settles in toe pokes past Demirel to give Brazil the lead. Goal number 41 for the 22-year-old. Before Ozan Tufan can catch him in place. Turkey would get into the game, but on the wrong side of the pitch, unfortunately. Danilo on the right flank sends in a dangerous cross, and it's met by Sami Kaya, who can't quite believe he's put it into his own net. Trying to block it out for the corner, but instead makes it 2-0 for the visitors. Then we go to the half-hour mark. Arda Turan, outside the box, forces Diego Alves to palm that ball over goal. A little bit of a scare for the Brazilian keeper there, but keeping the lead in his court. Turkey aimed to pull one back. 33 minutes, Hamid Altintop and Mesut Erding helps it along with the header, but it's just wide of the far post. Just before the half, little 1-2 on the left side between Neymar and Oscar, and the Barca man is off. gets behind Bekir Ertuğrul, but the defender catches up, forces him to give it up. Willian is in plenty of space to smash in the third goal there. Neymar draws the defenders over, leaving, a little samba time there, leaving Willian in the run-up space to pick his spot, and it's 3-0. Over to the second half, Neymar and Willian combine again. This time, it's the former who eludes the defender, rolls it in at the far post, and debutant Luis Adriano is in place to knock it in if need be. No need for the debut tally as Neymar makes it 42 goals in 59 appearances, another 4-0 finish, this time to Turkey. And great times under Dunga. Since he's taken over for Luis Felipe Scolari, it is 5 games played, 5 games won, 12 goals scored, not a single one conceded. And Neymar, the top scorer in those 5 games with 8 goals. 4 of the 5 games, of course, against World Cup teams from Brazil.
All right, Juventus standout Carlos Tevez ended his 3-year international exile Wednesday. World Cup runners-up Argentina facing Croatia at Upton Park in London. Tevez had been out of the side since their loss on penalties to Uruguay at the 2011 Copa America. 11th minute, Croatia the ones that get the opening goal. Ana Sharbini taking the assist from Mateo Kovacic, his third. Cap, second goal, and a nice little start for Croatia as they go up 1-0. 23rd minute, Argentina trying to level it. Sergio Aguero misses the chance set up by Lionel Messi. Could have been a penalty there, but it wasn't. So you see Messi getting tripped up there, and the ref let him go. Stays 1-0. 27th, Aguero again. Messi combining. Aguero missed a lot of open chances in this game. Now that was one there. Could have bounced it into goal, but he missed out. Still 1-0. 36th, Lionel Messi with an attempt this time in tight, but he hits the side netting. Christian Ansaldi setting the table there. Ansaldi played well, had a very good game. It stayed 1-0 to Croatia at halftime. 49th, Argentina would tie it up, and it is Ansaldi. That makes the game certainly better for him. Getting the goal, deflects off the arm of Aguero, and it is 1-1. 56 minutes. Aguero, and again, foul by Lovre Kalinic, the goalkeeper, and that is a penalty for Argentina. Lionel Messi steps up from 12 and slams it in. He's converted 11 of 13 penalties for Argentina. 45 goals for the Argentines. Only 5 South American players have more. And here is the substitution. Carlos Tevez on for Aguero, making his return. And Tevez misses an attempt in the 69th, just screwing that ball wide. Boy, that would have been great to see him get a goal there. It's still 2-1. 73rd, Javier Mascherano. Nice shot there, attempt saved. And then the 79th, Messi. Man, he loves hitting the pipes lately. Did it there. Roberto Pereira trying to get him the goal. It stays a 2-1 final. Argentina's record since the World Cup, 2 wins and a loss, including a beat of the Germans in September. Croatia now play Italy in a 2016 qualifier for the Euros on Sunday in Milan.
Belgium taking on Iceland in Brussels today. Christian Benteke making his return to the home side after recovering from the Achilles injury that kept him from partaking in the World Cup. No Vincent Kompany in defense either, but they did take the lead. Free kick, Januzaj, and it is placed perfectly on the head. Nicolas Lamberts. It's 1-0 after 10 minutes. 3 minutes after that, though, corner kick Iceland, and it goes off of Moussa Dembele onto Alfred Finnbogason. The new Real Sociedad player ties it up as it bundles across the line. Over to the second half, Divock Origi goes on a slalom-type run, rifles a left-footed shot into the corner of the net, past Christensen, and the Lille player, well, like to say, could use a little bit of that at Liverpool these days. It is 2-1 Belgium. Thomas Munir plays a clever through ball with the outside of his foot. 74th minute, Dries Mertens squares it off for Lukaku. Putting a nice, shiny red bow on this one. 3-1 Belgium over Euro qualifying group leaders Iceland, who have some work to do coming up later in the week.
Here now to chat about the Wednesday games are Phil Shane and Ray Hudson. Welcome, gentlemen. You guys were on the Brazil game this afternoon.
Absolutely, and lots of thrills and spills everywhere.
We'll talk about the Brazil game in a second. First, let's start with Mexico taking down Holland. Boy, 1 win and 4 tries for Guus Hiddink. What is going on with Holland? Mexico haven't lost since the World Cup. What's going on with this Holland team?
I think in many ways we're looking at two coaches hitting. You almost wonder whether he has the fire in his belly anymore, and the results say no. And we'll find out this weekend whether he can ignite it on the other side. Piojo Herrera, he did a masterpiece just to get them ready for the World Cup, get them in the World Cup with a little help from the United States. But now, by getting Carlos Vela back in the fold,
there you go. There's the key. Can we stop talking about the flipping coaches and talk about the players, because that's who we should be talking about.
He argues with himself in the shower.
Carlos Vela, absolutely wonderful, ignited the team. You just imagine what they would have been like at the World Cup with this player. I mean, not just the sport. It wasn't just his goals. It's all involvement. I seen him play against Atletico Madrid at the weekend, Phil, and he was spellbinding then. And he comes in and he reproduces it again. The attacking options for this Mexican side are starting to look ominous. The midfield looks very good. I thought Cuadrado had another good game. Defensively, that's where the question marks are. They're a little bit slow at the back still, and I'm not sure. But they were missing the best player defensively as well, Mexico. Tremendous result for them. This is a team, the Netherlands, no matter what the coach is doing, because hitting this was third in the world. Let's not forget that. Yeah. This Mexican side went in Amsterdam and beat a star-studded Netherlands side. So full credit to El Tri.
No, I would agree with them 100%, and I don't even think this is the best that Mexico can play, which could be a problem for the U.S. come Gold Cup time.
Yeah, if that's what they do against Vla, I mean, what's going to happen against, you know, Jurgen's team, Gonzalez and Biesler, we'll see. You know, I think this resurgence of Mexico is good for CONCACAF, but the United States better get their knives sharpened, because there's a new big boy back, and it's Mexico.
Mexico become the third, or just the second team, pardon me, to go to Amsterdam and score 3+ goals. The other, of course, was Italy that did it. So, I mean, that's something to say there.
Yeah.
To see how the win was for them. Brazil wasted little time in taking down Turkey in the game that you guys did. How is Brazil's recovery going after what happened at the World Cup?
It'll be interesting because I don't think they've 100% been tested. But the way they have been tested, and it's been good. Colombia was a good game. Ecuador was a good game. Anytime Brazil and Argentina play. And this is a Turkey side, in my mind, that in some ways is looking for an identity. They're at the bottom of the table below Kazakhstan.
They were looking for the ball most of the time in this game. I mean, they were really poor. I mean, this was not a good Turkish side.
No, they have a couple of decent young players. They have Arda Turan, who could